Okay, so we're about to put Stu into his happy new environment. I'm going to go ahead and do Control Tab or Command Tab and go back to my other image here. And there's our perspective grid we did earlier. We're going to go ahead and drag Stu in here right on top. So let's just pull up here and take the old Move tool, drag him over here. Now, I'm going to do exactly what I told you not to do earlier, simply because it's a bit faster for right now, in the sake of time. Um, and YouTube gets mad if I go over 10 minutes. I'm long-winded enough as it is. So, we're going to go ahead and pull this down here. It is actually possible to change your opacity while you're scaling. You just have to come back over here. If it's not letting you, then just make sure that you lower the opacity a bit beforehand. So we got to figure out if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6 feet. Come out here a little bit because we've got a little line coming down. Kind of see where the carpet is there. If that's 6 feet, then actually this is really darn close to correct for Stu. We may come down just a hair. But let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this will be. That should be roughly correct for Stu. And we can always go down smaller if we need to later on. So I'm going to put the opacity back up again and add a layer mask, and I'm going to start doing a quicko cutout on him here because I want this to be more about adding shading than anything else. So let's go ahead and give him a quick cut. I'm just using a black paintbrush on my layer mask. I'm going to go ahead and turn off. I'm going to disable temporarily the layer mask here on behind stuff by holding Shift and clicking on the layer mask. That way I can see what's behind it. He may be behind the table right now. That doesn't mean he always will be. So go ahead and cut him out as though he were standing on his own. It'll save you a lot of time. Down the road, I promise. Doesn't seem like it now, but it will. Okay. Let's come in here. So YouTube has this 10-minute time limit, and I am not always Speedy Gonzales on this stuff, so we shall see. The last video got a little bit truncated because I talked too long. The only thing you really missed was me saying that I will actually give you a finished copy of this file so you don't have to completely redo all the work. I want you to learn, but I'm not an idiot. We've got a timetable to keep. So, rough cut. Pant leg. One of my good friends in high school, his favorite clean joke was about a guy and how well his suit fit. I'll have to tell you someday. I don't think I can actually tell it within 10 minutes and still be able to cut Stu out well. It's not that good of a joke, so you're not missing much. But it's a clean joke, so you got to take those where you can get them. Almost there, almost there. Oops. Like this. And down, and in, and there, and around. Okay, there's that. We can tell Stu we had to use a teeny tiny brush to get up in the crotch of his pants. Haha. That doesn't fall into the category of a clean joke, so. Okay, let's get the rest of this here. Oops. Always use the biggest brush you can fit into the space because it saves time, and you don't have to be doubly careful when you go back around it just because you made it too small. Then you have to be just as careful to fit back inside the hole you made as the first time around. You double your time. Okay, so we're going to do this. Getting there, getting there, getting there. Hopefully I won't run out of my 10 minutes already. Woohoo! I can break it up in two. Okay. So here's Stu. One of my favorite tricks for finding out if your mask is any good or not is come in here, add a layer style, and do a layer style of stroke. The default stroke is this crazy red, and what will happen is it will trace over every little bit in your layer, and any little dots you see hanging out there are bits that you missed when you were doing your mask. And you just click on your mask again and come in and just paint over them in black. And when they go away, your mask is clean. Now you might think, hey, I couldn't see those things before, why would it matter now? Well, there are a lot of things where we load up the shape of our mask, and I can just throw the adjustment or the layer style away now. There are a lot of things where we go ahead and use that to select. In fact, I'm going to option click or alt click this and fill the rest of this mask in black. The reason being, this way later on I can go and just command click or control click that layer mask and get a clean selection of Stu without having to go and deselect a bunch of extra junk around the edges. There we go.